Once upon a time in the misty hills of the Meghalayas, there lived a giant named Ramha. He was so tall that his head touched the clouds, and his feet shook the earth with every step. Ramha was a powerful giant, his muscles rippling with strength. The animals feared him, but the people welcomed him, for despite his towering size, he had the heart of a man. Ramha believed that deep down, he was human. He spent his days walking among the people, sharing meals, helping the poor, and protecting the weak. The villagers loved him for his kindness and strength. Children would play at his feet without fear, and Ramha would laugh, his booming voice echoing through the valleys. Everywhere he went, people praised him, calling him the protector of the land. But with each word of praise, something began to change in Ramha. Slowly, pride crept into his heart. He started believing that he was invincible, above the people he once helped. He became selfish and arrogant, forgetting the kindness that made him beloved. The villagers who once adored him began to distance themselves. Why don't they cheer for me anymore? Ramha wondered, anger bubbling in his chest. The giant's gentle heart was now clouded by his growing pride. Soon, even the children avoided him. Ramha's anger grew, and he lashed out. He began destroying the crops, trampling fields and stealing livestock. With his enormous basket slung over his shoulder, he would walk into the village market and take whatever he pleased: meat, vegetables, anything he could carry. The more the villagers scolded him, the more destructive he became. The village, once full of laughter, now lived in fear of Ramha's wrath. The people knew that as long as Ramha lived, there would be no peace. The villagers organized a meeting among them, trying to figure out what to do. Among them was a rich lady. "The only way to save our village is to get rid of him," she declared, a dangerous plan forming in her mind. The rich lady organized a grand feast, inviting not only her village, but all the neighboring ones. There was music, dancing, and the smell of delicious food filled the air. Everyone was there, except Ramha. When he heard of the feast, he was furious. "How dare they celebrate without me?" he bellowed, shaking the trees as he stomped toward the party. When Ramha arrived, the music stopped, and everyone stared at him, knowing he had come to cause trouble. But the rich lady smiled and welcomed him with open arms. She invited him to sit and join the feast. Ramha, with greed in his eyes, devoured everything placed in front of him. But little did he know the rich lady had prepared a special meal just for him. Hidden within the food were sharp pieces of glass, iron, and nails. Ramha ate and ate, laughing loudly, thinking he was outsmarting them by finishing all the food. When the feast was over, Ramha left with his basket full of stolen goods. But as he walked away, something felt wrong. A sharp pain stabbed through his stomach. He paused, his hand clutching his belly. "What is happening?" Ramha thought, his steps slowing as the pain intensified. The sharp objects inside him began to tear through his body. The more Ramha moved, the more the pain worsened. His steps became heavy, and his strength began to fade. Finally, with a loud crash, the giant fell to the ground, his basket spilling across the earth. Ramha writhed in agony, the once mighty giant brought low by his own greed. In his final moments, he remembered the days when he had been kind, when the people loved him. But it was too late. Ramha, the giant who could reach the clouds, was no more. The next morning, the villagers discovered Ramha's body. Some cheered, finally free from the terror he had caused. But others stood in silence, remembering the gentle giant he once was. In the end, the villagers buried Ramha with his giant basket, which still stands to this day as a reminder of his fall. And so, the legend of Ramha lives on, a tale of how pride can turn even the kindest hearts into stone. True greatness is not in strength or size, but in the kindness we show to others. When we let pride take root, we risk losing what makes us human. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new story.